Raising your own chickens is a great way to ensure that you have the best possible eggs available for you to use each and every day. You know exactly how the chickens have been raised and you know what they have eaten. However, before you can start collecting your eggs, there are a few things that you need to think about and make sure you get right. One of those is the type of housing that you provide for your chickens, and this can have a big impact on the health, the happiness, and the productivity of the chickens that you keep. There are lots of advantages in building your own chicken coop rather than buying one from your local hardware store. The three obvious advantages include the cost of buying versus building. It's certainly normally much cheaper building your own chicken coop. The ability to use the best materials in your coop, and the ability to tailor the size and shape of the coop that you build to the requirements to fit into the space you have available in your backyard. There are, however, a couple of things that you need to think about first. And in this video, I want to outline the 6 critical things you need to consider before you pull out your lumber, nails, and hammer. Critical tip number 1. Take the time to find the right plans. There are an almost endless supply of different chicken coop plans available on the web. And so how do you actually work out where to start? These different designs cover both small and large coops, as well as fairly simple designs to coops that are almost as complex as a small house. Take your time researching the different plans, but keep in mind the level of expertise that you have and understand what you are capable of building. Other considerations include the number of chickens you want to keep, the size of your backyard, and both the time and money you want to devote to this project. Once you begin to search through the different plans, you will soon discover that building a coop can be a lot of fun. Critical tip number 2. Make sure you have enough space available for your coop. The first thing that you need to decide is where your coop will be placed and how much space you have for your chickens. Many people think that you have to have a vast expanse of land to own chickens. However, smaller coops thrive just as well as long as they are built correctly. Every chicken will need to be able to move freely, which means that if your space is limited, you will need to have fewer chickens. However, they can still be enjoyable to own and will produce fresh eggs daily for you and your family. Fewer birds in a larger space can mean that they are incredibly happy, healthy, and will want to reward you with bountiful eggs. Critical tip number 3. Choose the location of your coop carefully. You will need to think carefully about where you want to place the coop, as chickens need a flat piece of ground that will drain easily. Accessing the area at all times is necessary, and coops that are a distance away from your home may not be ideal. If there is a problem in the coop, you will want to be able to reach your chickens quickly. Some people do not want the chicken coop next to the house, which is fine, but you need to consider how you will feel walking a long distance in poor weather. The path to the coop should be clear, free of obstacles and debris. Once the location has been decided upon, the fun part of planning the build can begin. Critical tip number 4. Choosing the right materials for your coop. Purpose-built chicken coops can be expensive, which is why more people than ever are using chicken coop plans and building the coops themselves. You may be concerned that the materials will be costly, but you can often use many recycled items. Your chickens will not care if the wood is new or recycled, which is fantastic for your budget. The design of the coop can be entirely to your own taste, and you need to find plans that you feel will be suitable. You may have grand ideas in mind, but if your building experience is limited, this can be an issue. Therefore, choosing quality plans that are reasonably straightforward will make it easier to get great results. Besides having enough space, chickens also need air and light to thrive, and both of these elements need to be included in the plans. If you do not provide adequate airflow, the ammonia will build up in the coop, which can cause illness and maybe even death for your chickens. Windows are a perfect way to provide both air and light, and recycled windows are excellent. Critical tip number 5. Providing protection from the weather and predators. Chickens are hardy creatures, but they hate getting wet. Therefore, you need to ensure that your coop is watertight. You may also want to consider insulating the chicken coop to avoid moisture building up and making the inside wet. Even if you do not have extreme weather conditions, you will still need to ensure that the coop is sturdy. Predators can also be a massive problem with chickens depending on where you live, and you will be surprised what will attempt to penetrate the coop. You must consider how to keep your chickens and eggs safe at all times in the design, as coop attacks by predators are never an enjoyable experience. If there are any weak points in the coop, they must be rectified immediately to ensure that your flock is safe. Critical tip number 6. Make sure you build the right nesting boxes. Inside the chicken coop, you will need to include nesting boxes, which have to be the correct size for your chickens to use comfortably. The box can be built, or if you have boxes, barrels or crates available, they can be used, which will save you money. You will be surprised what you can use as a nesting box, and the chickens will not care as long as it is warm and comfortable. You should make sure that the plans that you use include appropriate nesting box ideas, and you need to build the coop with accessibility in mind. Some people prefer to be able to access the boxes from the rear of the coop and not need to enter the chicken enclosure. Regardless of the style of boxes that you choose, there are an essential consideration in the design that you choose. So the recommendation is that you take your time, collect the right amount of information and enjoy the building process. Every element of raising chickens can be fun, and you will enjoy having these sociable creatures on your property. Once you have found top quality chicken coop plans, you can begin to gather the materials you need and then build the perfect coop. Being armed with the right plan is essential before you start to build. But if you do your homework and follow a good blueprint, I think you will be really pleased with the quality of the chicken coop that you build. Just think how you will feel collecting the eggs each day from the chicken coop that you built with your own hands. And to get more information about raising chickens in your own backyard and building your own chicken coops, please visit chickencoophub.com. Thank you.